Welcome back into High Side Motorsports, 150 miles of Auto Club here for the now parking lot 150. Many apologies there. I had an internet dropout. So we've got it going again though. Welcome back in. Hopefully you all are able to get back into the stream. Well, lap 9 of 35 at the moment as we're now back under green and William Kern has taken the race lead from Josh Parent. Technical difficulties, it's live TV, things happen, but not much more we could have done about that, Anthony, than try and swiftly get it going again.
That's right. That's all you can do. What's super impressive right now, that 31 car. He went up there and took the lead, man. He did not hesitate. He pounced on the 12. And I've raced with William before. I know he is a fast son of a gun behind the wheel. He's not going to make it easy on that 12 of Joshua Parent.
No, he won't. He will not. He is going to put all sorts of pressure on him. William McKellar and Chris Mackey, though, are also going to do the same on that second little row behind them. We're starting to get into our groove now. Tyres are getting up to temperature. We're starting to push on. A couple of drivers already a lap down. A couple of drivers are out of the race tonight. Only one of them is actually Sean Lester. Never got started this evening. We've got Marotta, Pruitt, their laps down. Pruitt, Dyson, Salmon and Brannon, they're a couple of laps down as well. As Mike Rinker is under pressure here from Robert Bloom on the outside at turn 1 as well. So there's tight battles all throughout the field. And drivers are just trying to make their comeback at this point. Now, obviously, cautions will help those drivers who are a lap down. If we go green for long, that is only going to hurt them until we get out to the stage end as Parrott takes the race lead through turn 3.
Yeah, that was awesome. He just nailed that corner right there to put it back around the 92 and the 31. This is just so awesome to watch. I mean, they are 2 and 3 wide throughout the field. These cars are slipping and sliding all over this racetrack, man. This is just such a blast to watch from up here. Great racing.
They are all over it at the moment as they run down the back straight and towards turn 3. You can see the sort of pressure that's starting to build as they run past the palm trees. And the pressure is at a maximum, especially after last week. We know the type of racing we got at Nashville. It was great close plate racing out at Nashville. And you can see running high up the top end, Will Kern. He's getting caught out on that outside line, touches the wall as well. He is struggling right now in the Camry, just trying to keep it in check, but that Toyota is not healthy right now. He is struggling as McKellar looks to take the race lead.
Yeah, it's really cool to watch the characteristics because it seems like some cars can hold the top better than others and some cars can hold the bottom better than others. And I think that has a lot to do with the steering ratio that you run. In these NASCARs, you can choose how tight or how loose you want the steering, you know, how active you want the steering ratio to be. And that can not only have an effect on the handling, but it can have a huge effect on what line you run and how your tire wear is throughout the run that you have to manage.
So I wonder then if you were obviously picking your steering rack, would you maybe go for a more progressive steering rack, not one that's so twitchy and small, but maybe not one that's too large, you're having to overturn the wheel, sort of wanting a middle ground maybe for a track like Auto Club where you can make adjustments, you can correct as you maybe get a bit loose, but you don't want to be overturning into a corner because that can then obviously turn into oversteer and then you can lose the rear end.
Yep, absolutely. You nailed it, man. That's where the 14-to-1 ratio or a 16-to-1 ratio that these Gen 6 NASCARs offer is typically what I would run here. That's not saying everybody does. There are some people that run the 10-to-1 or a 12-to-1, but I personally would run a little bit more open wheel. You don't have to crank the wheel quite so far either way. You just kind of let it float throughout these wide sweeping corners, and it also helps save your right front tire.
Well, of course, right front, that's often the tyre that gets worn away the most around these higher speed ovals. And we'll often see drivers pulling the strategy of only taking right side tyres during their pit stops as well to save time in pit road. As Mackey's now in the lead, but Hatch looks to take the inside at turn 3. So it is ever changing every single lap. They are swapping and changing for the race lead. They're trading Pokemon cards in the schoolyard. It is amazing racing. It's one of my favorites. I get to pull out every now and again. But you see already, though, I mean, 3 wide action down towards turn 1. So they're going at it early. I mean, we're only lap 16 of 35. And you look at this pack and you think, well, how many cars are going to be there? You know, you try to start counting them. There's at least 12 or nearly 15 cars in this pack as Hatch has gotten loose and he's been put down into the wall on the infield. Caution is out. And that car has got massive, massive damage on it. But again, that looked there like a car getting loose. And then across the eye of the 09 car it was, who's a bit of lap traffic in amongst this field. But man, turn 2 is claiming victims tonight. 4th caution. So we actually missed a caution through the period of us being away resetting the session.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, that was a huge hit on the inside wall, too. I hope he didn't use his fast repair already, because he will be out if he already did. That was massive impact.
That would be race ending if that happened. Oh, this was earlier on. This was the restart zone. Let's get a better look at it here. Okay, so I believe it was Tim. No, Tim was there, so it wasn't even Tim. Who was it? Oh, it was Ryan. Okay, so that's him hitting the wall. So that thing has already got mammoth damage on it. So let's try and see this here a bit better. So, does he get a door? No, he doesn't get a door off of Mackie. But then is he... yeah, there it is. He gets loose off of 2. He catches one of the bumps and then across the nose of Josh Parent, the championship leader. Now, Parent, well, he really has nowhere to go. He just keeps on driving. And then watch this impact. This here was a massive hit. And that car took a lot of damage into that wall. Lifted it off the ground.
Wow.
That is huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah.
And a lot of cars are in.
Yeah, man.
Off the back of this as well. Now, they could get, I think it was roughly 25 to 27 laps on their tank of fuel. That was green running. Now, we've had a couple of cautions, so they've gained a couple laps out of that. But this will be just top the car up with fuel, just in case we go green to the end of this stage. What it will mean is if there are cautions, then they'll at least extend their fuel range and push it past 35 to where they can then obviously maybe even go out towards lap 50 if there's enough cautions in there. But cars have been in. Mackie has stayed out. He's looking to take stage points here and take advantage of staying out of the mid-pack. McKellar's been in, Vaughan's been in, and a multitude of cars have been in as well. But Kern is the top-seeded car that came in on lap 17. He's only taken fuel on that stop, no tyres. So he's just trying to fuel the car up to the end of the stage. He'll take a set a little bit later on.
Yeah, that's interesting. Wonder how many sets these guys have. I actually forgot to look. We had 3 or 4 sets coming into this, but that's certainly a strategy move right there, because clearly he feels that he can get to the end of the stage to where tires aren't going to matter that much, and he's going to save those good years for when it counts.
Well, he will indeed. So a couple of cars, well, a car will get a wave around for their lucky dog. I think it might have been Robert Bloom, who's already been in a pit road. Jay Salmon's now got a black flag as well. Ryan Hatch with his meatball, I think is either still waiting for a tow or that's it, and he's already used it. As Nate Owen just exits pit lane as well. So Salmon's going to get an EOL for whatever reason it was. Running a little Grinch livery there. The festive spirit, of course, for
Yeah.
Mr. Salmon. Whatever you may celebrate, we do hope you have a safe and happy holiday period as well. We've still got 1 round to go before the holiday period. Of course, Daytona next week, and what a Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa present that could be. Whatever it is you celebrate on the holiday festivities, what a present that's going to be at Daytona. It is going to be a fun, fun time. So Mackie, Merkel, Winker, Jones, Russell, Harris have all stayed out to take bulk track position except for Mackie, who's only up 3. Winker came in on lap 2, if you recall, off that initial caution. So he's already been in, but only 2 laps worth of fuel's not going to get him too much further. But these guys wanted to take track position. They're hoping for a long green run to get to the end of the stage. But even with enough cautions, they could get flowing on. Oh, I see. So it must have been a server issue, because my fellow Australian, Jack Anderson, also lagged out. Yes.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. So Anderson's out at the moment. I would say that might be his race done, because he already used his fast repair, but he's been out ever since about 7 minutes ago. So that's a problem for him. But we're about to get going again here for the restart zone. So Chris Mackie will reset us. And we will look to go, hopefully, to the end of the stage. We've got 16 to go to the stage end when we cross the strike. And we get ourselves going once again. Lap 19 of 35. It'll be lap 20 as we cross the strike here at Auto Club. And what a race start it is for Mackie. And the scramble has begun in the midfield.
Yeah, great restart by the 10 car, but that high line did not go from about William Kern and a couple guys in front of him. They just did not get a launch on that high side, and it created quite a gap, and we have another caution.
We do indeed, as the 01 has gone into the wall with the 31 of Kern as well. So that's the second time the 01 has been involved in an incident tonight. And if he's been the causer, as Josh Parent's also off the road as well, so championship leader has been off the road. This is the second time that Owen Russell has been involved in an incident. And if this is his fault, prepare for race control to crack the whip, because they are not going to be willing to stand for incidents continuing to be caused by the same drivers. Let's try and get a view of this. So he's flowing on down. That was really, really odd. It's like he's just moved over like the 31 wasn't there.
Yeah, it certainly looked like he didn't know he was there. That's for sure. Yeah, that looked very, very strange.
Yeah. Try and get a better view of it, just to see how this has all come about. So there we see the black car right in the middle of this pack. So he's chugging along, chugging along, chugging along. He's stuck in the middle. 31 comes up. He just moves over and puts him straight in the barrier. I mean, for me, that's now 2 times that Russell has put a car in the wall. I suspect that race control are going to begin to crack the whip on him a little bit here, because they don't want this to continue to be an issue. And there may be an EOL in his future if he's not careful. John Roberts and Will Kern as well have got meatballs, so they'll have to come into pit road. This is working out well for Mackie. If we get one more caution, he could go to the end of the stage and get the stage win off the back of that.
Wow. Yeah, I was kind of wondering how this was going to work out for fuel mileage for some of these guys that stayed out, but I think you kind of nailed it right there, man. I mean, with all these caution laps, you're able to save a tremendous amount of fuel. I mean, you can clutch the car, you can turn off the motor, you can do several different things just to keep the RPMs way down, and you can save a ton of fuel under caution. So I think some of these guys might be able to make it to the end of the stage, no problem.
They very well could. And this could be a genius move, or it could be a nail in the coffin sort of death sentence. But what we will likely see is if they do go to the end, they're obviously going to get pushed back in the field a little bit as Joe Dyson gets his wave around. But for Mackie, he'll be hoping for a solid performance here in the stage and in the race tonight. Obviously, he wants some good points on the board and wants to try and push on as best he possibly can.
It actually scared me a little bit. I thought that was somebody coming up through the field mad. He just wanted his lap back. I thought there was somebody a little ticked off there for a second. I'm like, no, don't do it, don't do it. So we've got probably, I'd say, another lap under the caution if lights are still on. So we should be getting set for a 2-wide restart once again. And we will push on towards the next section of this race. But this is still similar to last week in Nashville. We had a couple of cautions early, but then we got into the swing of things after the stage end, and it was like a little restart for the brains, Anthony. I mean, we get out of the caution from the stage, and then it was like a completely different second half to the race. It was, drivers had come in, done their pit stops, and they just kind of pushed on. And it's almost like the mentality was, well, it's a long period that we're racing for. To the end of the race, we may as well reset and just kind of take our time, where now they look like they're rushing and trying to push their way forward very, very early on. Yeah, sometimes man, it's easier said than done, especially with this Speedway package. I mean, we could see that nobody's able to just break away from the field. You're basically running in a pack this entire race. And that's what this Speedway package does for these cars. You can't run away. You're side by side for 75 laps. You get aggravated because you can't pass people, and nose to tail the entire run. Accidents are going to happen, but These guys just need to settle in, get to this stage, let the race come to you, and maybe give each other a little bit more room and stop forcing the issue quite as much.
Well, too wide for the restart once again. Pace truck will come into pit road, and Mackie and Merkel. Sounds like a butcher's business. Mackie and Merkel. Maybe a law firm. I don't know. Everything sounds like a law firm when you just use last names. But we'll get ourselves reset again. Oh man, there's some serious server issues today. It must be because of the iRacing update tomorrow, because it is not having a fun time with me today. Hopefully it all sorts itself out. There's not much we can do about it, unfortunately. It's just hope and pray for the best that the servers look down upon us nicely. So Mackie, Merkel, front row for the restart. Pace truck will come in, and we will get ourselves reset once again here at Auto Club Speedway as it's green flag once again. Lap 24 of 35, we cross the strike. And we are only 12 laps away from the stage end.
Yeah, that's 12 laps at the 10 cars trying to keep this field behind him. And once again, he gets a great launch on that high side. But Todd Merkel is not going to give it up easy. That 2 car has been fast all evening, has great track position, and you see it blocking right there. He aero blocked that guy in 3rd place. He wants to have the momentum, and he's going to use the traffic to get it and try to pass Chris Mackie.
Well, here comes Merkel inside line. We've seen these moves being pulled all race. But Mackie on the midline is just able to carry that little bit more speed through 3 and 4. As it's gotten loose in behind them, Trey Jones got a little bit of contact there with Kevin Rinker, but they sort themselves out. They have to go across the tri-oval just to stay out of trouble, but you can see the scramble of cars behind, and 1 little inch out of place, and issues are going to be had. They're 4 wide in this mid-pack. Almost staggered 4 wide as well. It is great racing, but you know that 1 small step out of line is going to cause absolute chaos as they get into their line of stern, and they're trying to pick which lane they want to be in. The majority want to be on the high side as Merkel's now into the race lead. Mackie drops in behind him, and they push on the exit of turn 4. We're going to be lap 26 of 35. Still so much racing to come, but any small movement out of line could be chaos. It could be catastrophe if they're not careful, but there's multiple 3 wide lines now.
Oh my gosh, it does not get much closer than that, folks. We saw an accident happen that never happened. I mean, that could not have been any closer without causing another caution. Side by side throughout the field, 3 and 4 wide.
Oh,
and there's a
Paul
caution
Harris.
right
There it is. Paul Harris has just been turned on the back stretch by, I think that might have been Rusty Jordan in the 07 car. So both of them have come together. Oh, Smathers just taking a warning action. Man. But again, I mean, as we said, and I mean, they were so scrambled, so out of line. Any little movement out of place, whether catching a bump or a little correction, and all hell broke loose. And when you are racing at such a tight line of stern together, or such a tight pack together, any small movement, any small mistake, any small contact could lead to absolute disaster. And right now, these cars at the front of the field, they're pulling a master stroke. They've stayed up the front end of town. Yes, they've got older tyres on board, but they're staying out of trouble. And they're staying out of these incidents, and they're keeping their cars clean and keeping themselves in the fight for the end of this race. And again, the importance of buying a ticket to the end. They're doing exactly that right now.
100%. And I tell you what, looking at that accident, that situation right there was a lot. Man, we got lucky that wasn't a lot worse. That accident could have taken out 5 or 6 more cars. And luckily, I think it was only involved the 2 guys there. As close as these guys are running through this entire race, man, that was a miracle that only 2 cars got torn up.
Yeah. Well, as we said there, it looked like Harris was dumped on the back straight by Rusty Jordan. We'll try and get a better view of it for you. Okay, yeah, no, he has.
Oh,
he's literally just been turned into on the back straight there. You can see it. So a little bit coming together. The 07 comes down and just turns him. And that sort of stuff is not going to fly with race control. They are going to crack the whip on Rusty Jordan for that one if he is found at fault. Now, they'll look back into it, look at it from every angle and get a better view of it. We can only get so many. But a couple of cars are in. Parent, McKellar, Rinker, Mirasu, Dyson, Roberts, Jordan, and Brannon are all in the pit lane. Now, Jordan has a meatball flag, but we would suspect he may be also getting a penalty as well, because that there, from what we saw, just looked like a straight dumping of Paul Harris.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be frowned upon by race control. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that.
Well, we've been getting a couple of penalties all throughout. So a couple of drivers had initial EOLs tonight, including opposing Kareen and Paul Harris. They had all started from the back of the field. There was no penalty for the 09 getting loose out of 2, which we suspected it was a self-inflicted result. Then for the 71 on lap 5, it was a 2-0 vote for an EOL. So it's a self-given EOL due to him sitting on pit road for an extended period of time. And then out at lap 16, the 02 was voted 1-1, so it was no penalty. Lap 20 for the 01 was a 2-0 vote, so it's an EOL for the self-clear. And then lap 26 to 13 was also given an EOL for self-clearing on exit as well. So we suspect that there may be an EOL in the future of Rusty Jordan, quite possibly, maybe something more. But what it is race control are beginning to crack the whip. They're beginning to just show to the drivers, we're not going to stand for this. You got to clean your act up. And I'm assuming as well during the stage end, they may just have a word over the radio to them and say, hey, we know you're better than this. We've already seen good green runs. Let's continue on. We're going to have 40-odd laps to go by the stage end. So I would suspect that they're going to be pushing them now just to try and tidy it up a little bit. But we'll see how it happens. We are on lap 29 of 35 for the first stage. Restart zone is going to get lit up at the end of this lap. Once we hit lap 30, we will have 6 to go until the end of the stage. If a caution's thrown within those 6 laps, I would assume, Anthony, that the stage is going to end early and points will be awarded out. And right now, if you're Mackie or Merkel, you are hoping for a caution because you're hoping it's going to get called early, because that would give you some stage points and you're not going to drop as many positions off the next 6 laps.
Yeah, I would assume they're going to do that as well. Typically, it's within 3 laps of the stage break because that's how long it would take to pace under yellow. But sometimes they'll, make it a 5-lap window. But I guess we'll see what happens here. I'd love to get a green flag up to the end of the stage, though. That would be good.
Well, it'd be very, very good if we could get that. But
keep it green, baby. Keep it green.
We know that Auto Club's a tough track, especially with 30-plus cars on it. The bumps are always going to be a problem. It's a bit different than running with 14 cars around here. 30-plus cars is one that can almost be disastrous, Anthony. We know this, but it's always a struggle. We'll see how they go off the restart. So pace trucks in. Merkel and Rinker on the front row for the restart zone once again. 6 cautions ends, and it's green flag at Auto Club once again. It's 7 to go on the stage. Make it 6 to go when they cross the strike. And the scramble begins once again.
Masterclass start by Todd Merkel, though. That number 2 car, we can see what is it? The number. Is that the 4 car, maybe?
That's the 42 in P3.
It looks like the Jimmy John's car, that black car, slinging it around the outside. See what he did there, though, is he used all of that momentum from that 4th lane all the way up to the wall, and he just totally went by that guy like he was standing still. He is coming to the front if you can get that outside lane to work. That was a really, really good restart by that 4 machine.
Well, we can see as well, it's already a massive scramble in this mid part of the top 10. As Austin Cole's now into the race lead. He was strong last time out at Nashville, got caught up in a late incident that put us into overtime. As drivers are just trying to carry their momentum as best as they can as we run it down the back straight. Austin Cole leads the pack at the moment. But you can see them all in their lines astern. The 2 lanes starting to form as Trey Jones looks to go outside of the inside lane and try and tuck up the inside up into the mid part, but they're already 3 wide once again. It'll be 4 to go on the stage. If there's a caution thrown at this point, the stage will end early, and we will rocketeer towards the next portion of this race as they're getting a little bit loose back there and a little bit overrun. Josh Parent nearly causing something, but we can see all these cars getting involved in it. It's tight racing, it's tough racing. And cautions often can be the case. In fact, it was the 09 car, the car that started on pole tonight, who is currently within this pack. That's Tim Causey. So he's done well to actually fight his way back up the field here, Anthony. But drivers are struggling, including Mackie on his old tyres.
Yeah, old tires are not where you want to be in this much chaos with this many cars around you. But, man, this is just awesome, this race up front between Austin and Kevin Rinker. You see that 18 car moving around, trying to move out of the way. Oh, and he gets into the outside fence there.
Yep, Phillips got real loose and clipped the fence. Now Rinker wants to come on the inside in the 42. And watch the 4 of McCurdy, who wants to try and fight his way through as well. Again, Phillips touches the wall, so he's struggling right now for grip as the pack of cars behind them. Any little movement out of line right now, any little self-made mistake could cause a massive wreck if drivers are not careful. They've got to keep the temperature in these tyres. It's 3 to go. It'll be 2 to go when we cross the line. And you see Smathers has got himself a good run here. The momentum has swung the way of the Sprite entry as he wants to get that car up into P2.
Wide.
4 wide, wow, that's incredible.
Absolutely incredible. And that's exactly what the 18 wants to see. He wants to see these guys racing side by side so he gets that clean air on the front of that Toyota Camry, and he is doing everything right. He is utilizing the air to eliminate people from catching too much draft to be able to pass them for the lead. Awesome job right now from Austin Coleman, number 18.
Oh, well, we knew he was strong last time out, and he gets these late runs, which help him. But here comes Smathers. He wants to get himself a stage win. Watch Posey Kareen as well. He's got good pace on board that car. We know he had good pace last time out at Nashville. Remember, he started up the front, but ended up getting an EOL tonight, so he had to start from the rear of the field. So he has done an exceptional effort as a Posey to get up 13 from his original grid slot, plus the amount of cars that were behind that grid slot because of the EOL. And he's down to P3 as Zach Smathers leads the race with 1 to go. If he leads this to the stage end, he's going to win the stage, and he's on the preferred line on the inside of Austin Cole. Zach Smathers has pushed his way up 14 spots in the 3 car. He'll exit turn 4, and one of the crowd favourites as Cole touches the wall. Kareen's going to get P2. As Smathers comes through, it's a caution late, but he crosses the line and the stage will end. As Trey Martin
awesome.
and Robert Ploon have knocked out of the top 10 because of their contact on the tri-oval. But Smathers takes home the stage win. Cole P2, Kareen, and then it was Owen ahead of McCurdy, Phillips, Stevens Jr., Rinker, Causey, and Kern, the top 10.
Absolutely awesome drive by the 3. Holy cow, that was fun. So close, good racing, man. What a job. Holy cow.
Drag him in for a very, very quick chat. Mr. Smathers, congratulations. You are the stage winner here at Auto Club. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
what's your heart rate right now, man?
Pretty shaking a little bit. That was a little bit more intense. I almost got too tied up into Austin there, kind of squeezed him, so I had to back off. I didn't know if I was going to keep my momentum on that, but took new tires that one of those first however many pits or cautions ago, and just figured let's get off schedule.
Well, it worked out for you. You got yourself a stage win. How's the strategy looking now? Because you last pitted on 21. It was roughly, 27 laps of green running you could get out of the fuel. We've had a couple of cautions in there, so maybe 30 laps. You're going to try and push it out to the 50 and get one more stop to home, or you maybe going to pit a bit early again?
We're going to pit for fuel. I'm still undecided on tires. We're going to find out here in about 5-6 seconds, but I think we're going to try and push it as much as we can on these tires. I tried to save them as best I could. So we'll see, but definitely got to take fuel. But hopefully we can get some green flag running in. I can get some space.
Well, we'll let you get in the box, and then we'll continue our quick little chat once you get in.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, what an end there, Anthony. Just as that comes up pit road now. What an end to that stage. I mean, great green run to the end. What a run, though, for Zach and Posey Kareen. to fight their way forward and get themselves up within the stage points. That was an incredible run. Austin Call as well, a great amount of points for him. Zach, you're in pit lane now.
Yeah.
You've got some tyres going aboard that car. I saw the left sides going on and the right, so all 4 for you. What's the hope now to push on? Because you had a much longer pit stop last time by, obviously, maybe some damage getting fixed up.
Yeah. I had about a minute of damage, just incidental contact, one of those cautions, trying to get around it and all that. But I have ran Auto Club quite a bit, and I mean quite a bit. I probably got 1,000 laps here in my short time iRacing. I love this track. I kind of know this track. Not saying I'm good enough to win it today, but I understand it, especially with this hot weather and all that. I'm not going to bank that we're going to keep having cautions. I hope we don't keep having cautions, but I'm confident that I can make these last 2 sets last to the end of this race. Just being smart with it and being patient. So, big thing was getting stage points, try and help the team out, help my guys out. I think like 3 of us on Arch City got points there, so that's a big boost for us. Stage win, I'm happy about that.
Well, we've got roughly 30 odd laps to the end of the race. 25 laps of green running will get you to the next pit stop. We'll see if you can get out to lap 50, where that'll be critical lap for you to get home.
Yep.
But we may see you push on a little bit just in case we get overtime at the end. But well done on the stage win, Zach. Congratulations. Yep. Best of luck throughout the rest of this race.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Anthony, I'm glad you're feeling well enough to do the broadcast with us, too. Glad you're doing okay.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what a win for Zach there in the stage. That's an incredible bank of points for him off that stage win. Now, to give the rundown, so Michael Alexic has stayed out under this caution. I would argue that's a bit of a mistake from my eyes there, Anthony, because every other car now only needs 1 more stop to get home. He needs 2. And
Right.
unless he can get to lap 50, which would take him 30 laps of fuel, but very, very old tyres, then he will need 2 stops to get home. So he has put himself in a very unfortunate position. Austin Cole will be the corrected race leader because he only took fuel in his stops. So did Nate Owen, where Smathers and Co are on fresh green tyres. So they're going to have the grip advantage eventually over Cole and Owen. But those guys are good at saving tyres. We know Cole's good at saving tyres. He'll do well here off this restart. But how long he'll hang on, we don't know. If it's a long green period, though, it will favour those drivers that just took tyres at the front end of town. If it's a couple of cautions here or there, then it could still favour those who stayed out or those who only took fuel.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm almost thinking the 23's banking on more cautions here the way that they stayed out, but pace car's coming in. We're about to find out.
So first stage done and dusted. Stage 2 gets underway. Green flag run. It is 36 laps to go as we hit lap 40. And Michael Alexic gets us underway as we run it up towards turn 1 once again. Who is going to survive the pressure of Auto Club as Cole looks to take the race lead off the exit of 2? And multiple cars streamline by. But again, we know that 2 has had a factor here tonight. It's been one of the characters in our story of the race here at Auto Club. Multiple cautions have been caused off of 2. And it's been the antagonist of the evening for these drivers trying to survive Auto Club right here in California as Alexic leads the way.
Yeah, he got a really good restart, man. I'm pretty impressed on the old tires he's able to do that. I think it's really going to start telling the tale here in about 5 to 10 laps, whether he's going to be able to hold on. Right now we see the 47 going to the bottom, trying to get that run off, but this 18 car ain't no slouch, man. Austin Call, he knows what he's doing. He's been up front with that M&M's. Kyle Busch's scheme. He's trying to get this lead back. He wants to be in control of this race right now.
Does indeed. You can see Rinker as well on the inside. They're staggered 3 wide at the moment for P2. But Alexic is holding on at the front end of town. Oh, the 42. Nearly running high. Cole was able to take evasive action there. We can see Smathers and Rinker and Kern in behind as well as Smathers looks to go for a run down the inside. As now Kareen is into the race lead past the 23. So the old tyres are now starting to affect the 23 car. Is it going to affect the 18 as well, as he's starting to get buried in this field as it's real loose for Mike Rinker into the wall? And again, I mean,
Yeah,
we
man.
can't even put much blame upon it. It was just loose, cold tires.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look at it. I think he might have been kind of checked up by the 23 car there. It's just off the pace. And I think it just kind of bottlenecked everybody up. I could be wrong, but, man, unfortunate.
Let's watch it here. So there was actually a little bump. There was a little bump from the car on the outside, which I believe was the 31 of Rinker. So Rinker and Rinker come together, and into the wall goes the 9 car. So there may be something to be looked at there from race control in terms of a penalty possibly coming their way. Will Kern, actually no, it was Will Kern, sorry, not Rinker, so I apologise. Will Kern has now got a meatball flag. So has Keith Vaughan as well. So a couple of drivers will need to come down pit road. Kareen, though, into the race lead, and doing well at this stage of the evening and the event as well. We take this time to give thanks to everyone out there watching along with us. We so appreciate everybody watching along, and we appreciate everybody getting involved with us as well. And if you are watching out there and you haven't done so already, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. It is massive appreciations to all of you out there who have watched along. Next week we go racing out at Daytona, which is going to be a tough run once again. Super Speedway, going to be a bit of chaos. So if you're a crash test dummy and you love watching some chaos happen with long green running of plate racing, well, Daytona is going to be just for you, because we're bound to get big wrecks, but we're also bound to get great racing within that as well. Possibly some green flag pit stops along the way, as Winker, Alechich, Owen, Hatch, Phillips, Rinker, Vaughan, Bluen, and Causey are now all into pit lane. Kern has stayed out with that meatball. He needs to bring it in eventually, though. Otherwise, he's going to get a black flag, and he's going to get a penalty next to his name.
Yeah, unfortunate, man. There's been a lot of unfortunate events tonight, but gosh, how about a Posey Kareen? Starting in the back, driving all the way from the rear of this field, bringing the 47 up to the point. I mean, that's a bad, fast machine, if you ask me. Come on now.
Well, he's looking very, very good. We have had confirmation. The 9 actually got loose and self-cleared, so the EOL is going the way of Mike Rinker for that lap 42 incident. So race control are all over it. Big thank you to Ryan and Charles for being all over that one for us. And it means that Mike Rinker is now going to get an EOL penalty because of that. So that has dropped him way down the order. Pace car restart is going to get set up for the next lap. We started tonight with 35 cars. I've also just noticed that Sean Lester is actually out there, but he is multiple laps down, so he's actually started the race a lot later than everybody else, but he is on track. Very, very weird that that's happened. I don't know how he missed the race start, but he's only on lap 26 at the moment, so he's just rolling around trying to get some points for himself at the back of the field. Hopefully he doesn't cause anything. If he does, race control may crack the whip on him much harsher than anybody else because of that fact. But he is out there at the moment. So we have got 35 cars on track. For the cars that are left on the lead lap, we've got 27 cars currently on the lead lap of this race as the lights go out on the pace truck, and we'll get 2 wide ready for the restart here at Auto Club Speedway. So very interesting scenario on board. We've not lost anybody in terms of drivers tonight. Everybody is out there, and this is going to be a phenomenal race to the end. And someone's asking over under 15 cautions. Well, when you're at Auto Club, which is a bouncy, bumpy track, you've got 35 cars as well, and everybody's racing hard, you're going to get cautions. It's the nature of Auto Club. So I don't know what you expect. But
Yeah, a little chaos, a little chaos.
a little chaos, but again, like, you know, some of these cautions were caused by, you know, cold tires and mistakes. Other ones were not necessarily caused by drivers. You know, there were others that were caused by drivers wrecking into each other. Fair enough, that happens, but still, there's still 35 cars on track though.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I think it's safe to say some of these guys won't be getting Christmas cards from each other this year, though. I think some of the tempers are starting to flare up a little bit. I'm seeing a little bit of bumping and grinding under pace laps here, showing a little displeasure. So I think you might want to tighten up your seatbelts, folks. This is about to continue with the wild.
Oh, it will indeed. But it's a tough track and it's a tough race here tonight. As green flag gets us underway once again, it'll be 30 laps to go of Auto Club Speedway as stage 2 continues. And drivers are already putting pressure on each other as Kareen leads us through turn 1. 150 miles, it's a long race. It's a tough race, it's a tough track as well. It's bouncy as all heck. It's covered in bumps. And it's one of those tracks as well with a really tough racing surface on it. It's one that will wear tyres away. It's one that will put struggle onto the cars this evening. But they've done well to try and keep themselves in a single line of stand. And we haven't had all that many sort of big wrecks in the grand scheme of things, Anthony. We've only had a couple of them out of our 8 cautions we've had. We've only, well, 7 cautions technically, because one of them was the stage end. Out of the 7 cautions we've had from incidents, only 2 of them have been really, really big wrecks, and that's because everyone's so close together and there's so many cars on track.
Yeah, 100%. And the one thing that, you know, really registered with me when we were interviewing Zach Smathers there in the 3 car is you're under the California sun right now. This racetrack is completely hot. When you get a hot surface like this, these cars are just slipping and sliding all over as it is, and then you add all the bumps of Auto Club, and man, it just makes for a handful for these drivers to hold on to it, especially being in a pack race like this. It's bound to be wild, and we've seen that tonight.
And here comes Chris Mackey, looks to go up the inside of Opposey Kareen for the race lead. They've got Call in behind them as well as Smathers, Merkel and Kern as well. So it's side by side, a little bit of a door though between Mackey and Kareen. That's fine, bit of banging doors is all good and dandy. But it's going to give Austin Call an advantage now over the 10 car. And watch for Smathers on fresh tyres as well. So Call's the outside edge here because he didn't take tyres on his last stop, he only took fuel. He's trying to save some sets for later in the race as we get to 27 to go and lap 49 when we cross the strike here at Auto Club.
Man, this is just absolutely insane racing. I mean, I know we've said it all race long, but these guys cannot break away from one another. Nobody is running away with this race. Anybody that is on track right now that is on the lead lap could potentially win this race.
Again, Rusty Jordan has made contact with Paul Harris. They've both kept going. That's the 2nd time this race that Rusty Jordan has made contact with him.
Somehow they kept it out of the wall, and no damage, no damage. We're still green.
We are still green, which is good to see. And now there's smaller packs starting to form amongst this field as well, and cars that are 3 wide all throughout this field now. Well, realistically, with 35 cars on track, we could get 11 packs of 3 wide action with 2 wide as well. So it's bound to happen with so many cars on circuit. Everyone wants a piece of the pie, and everyone wants a piece of positioning as well. As the mid-pack is getting intense back here, we can see as well a little bit of wall banging further back. But it is getting tight, especially up the front, as Mackey now leads the way to Opposey Kareen. And everyone is applying all sorts of pressure. They're 3 wide over the tri-oval as Cole's trying to get past Smathers now. Up the front end of town as well, but it is intensifying here at Auto Club, especially after the cautions. We've had 25 to go. We are 2/3 of the way through this race. We are 100 miles down, 50 miles to go. Anything can happen across the rest of this one. And if you're just joining us, it has been a hot affair tonight. 36 degrees track temperature centigrade. Might change that to Fahrenheit. Probably should have. Thinking about it post-haste. Let me find it, and then I can change it to the imperial system. There we go. 97 degree Fahrenheit track temperature. Are you kidding me? That is steamingly hot. My God.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there's our answer why everyone's been getting so loose off of turn 2. It's not just the bumps. The tarmac is screaming. It is that hot. It is hot to the touch. And it's going to be hot on those tyres as well, as we have 23 laps to go. And these tyres, which are now up to temperature, are starting to work hard for them. Smathers is trying to find his way into the train. But he was just knocked out a little bit there as well. Ryan Hatch, he's a little bit further back with this pack of cars in behind him, including Jordan Phillips and Harris as well, as they all battle away for position. It's been a fantastic race thus far here at Auto Club, and the rest of this season is looking hot to the touch. And as we come round 3 and 4, you can just see, I mean, the scrambling of cars, and when you're on board, this would be scary. I mean, just everybody all over the place, Anthony. You're just trying to figure out where you want to go, and that there can put the fear in you if you're not prepared for it.
Oh, absolutely. It's like playing chess at 180 miles an hour. I mean, you literally only have inches. You have to make the right move every single time within an inch of the guy beside you. I mean, there's no room for error, especially on a hot racetrack like this. The one thing that I was just thinking about is if this thing goes green, this will by far be the longest run that these guys have had on tires. We haven't had a real long green flag run yet, so even the guys running up front, they have no idea what their car is going to feel like after a 25-lap run.
Well, we just had an incident here.
Yep.
William McKellar and Todd Merkel have come together off the exit of turn 4. And that there is a tough moment for them. Now, we're likely going to see some pit stops now, because we are within the period of time that would see us get home. We're past critical. So this is how it's happened. So you can see Merkel on the inside there. Smathers is trying to come up. He doesn't realize he's there, and he's just doored him across into the other car. So there's very likely going to be a penalty coming the way of the stage winner, Zach Smathers, because of that contact. Well,
Yeah, that's interesting. I think they gave the wrong guy the EOL there.
Who'd they give the EOL to?
The 92.
Really?
Unless that's from, unless I...
No, McKellar is involved in this, but from what we saw, Smathers did door him up the road.
Yeah, 92 had nowhere to go there. I don't think that was on him. He was just wrong place at the wrong time, and can only check up so fast. Unfortunately, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, yeah, what's he gonna do? He is. Yeah. What more can he do in that moment? He has nowhere to go.
No, he definitely didn't cause the caution there.
You know, well, in fact, he's just pulled it up and he's had to tow back to pit lane. So Mackey's now in, and I think he meant to come in as well. Oh, the 92 asked for one, I believe. That's why that's happened. So he's asked for an EOL, I think, because he had damage. So he would get out of everybody's way. I think that's why they would have given it to him. So cars are in.
Gotcha.
Pit lane's getting lit up. Yeah. So yeah. Just to confirm from race control, the 3 has been given the EOL. So Smathers has been has given that EOL. So he is to the back end of the field. So to confirm from what we can see in chat as well from Ando there, the 92 has asked for one, I believe, to stay out of everybody's way because he had so much damage. So that's why.
That makes sense. Okay, good call.
Yeah. Yes, that's why McKellar's asked for it. He actually has a meatball at the moment, so that would be why he's been requested one by he's requested one from race control. So Keith Vaughan, Nate Owen, Tim Causey have all stayed out at this point, so they may be hoping for another caution here. But from what we just saw, that was a really good green period of racing, which says to me that we could get one here to the end. I mean, we just went, what was it, nearly 20 laps green under that last caution period. So we could very easily go another 20 laps to the end. Now, I would say because the intensity does rise towards the end of the race, likely could get a caution at the end, which then puts us into overtime. Very likely can happen. But I think for Vaughan, Owen and Causey, this is a real issue now that they've just stayed out because they've put themselves in a very barren position because they're on now older tyres compared to other cars, but they're also going to be struggling for fuel later on in this race as well. Look who's back up here, though. Josh Parent, who pitted on lap 55, only took fuel. Causy's up here too, remembering, but he hasn't pitted under this caution. He's stayed out. So right now, for the benefit between both of them, I got to give it to Parent. Mackey's in the same boat as Parent. But then you look at guys like McCurdy. Oh, sorry, no, Mackey took tyres. So Mackey has taken tyres. So he's actually in a much better position than what Parent is. McCurdy's on a similar strategy. So's Cole and everybody else in behind them. So Parent may be waiting for a good green period and then a late caution to take some tyres. But the problem is, if we go long green and he decides to come in for tyres, everybody else could decide to come in as well. And then his strategy is put mute and he's got no hand in the fight. But he's trying to pull out any dice roll he can to catch a benefit from this race.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, a lot of different strategies. It's cool to see, you know. It's hard to judge up here, man. These guys know what they're feeling in the race car, and we just have no idea what they feel. And maybe he's got a lot more confidence in that car than we can see here. And I think tires are going to be king with only 20 laps to go, but I'm just up here talking. These guys are the guys putting on the show.
Well, pace truck is in as we get ready to go green flag once again. As the 9th caution ends, the 8th that's been caused by contact. We had one extra because of the stage end. Green flag, 18 to go here at Auto Club. Can we survive 18 laps to the very end of this race? There are some drivers that'll need to pit to get to the end. Others are set to go. And they're hot to go as well. They've got their fuel on board and they've got their tyres on the car as well, with some strategic advantage. It's knocked out a couple of drivers as there's now contact at the front. Parrott has just spun Nate Owen, and now it's another caution, and there is the big one.
Yep.
Late on in this race, that is a big one.
Wow. They're still wrecking.
Trying to find how this has all come about, because it looks to have been caused here by Josh Parent possibly, but we'll see how this has worked. So yep, so Owen's come over on him and the spatial awareness just isn't there from Owen, because the 12 cars on the outside now, he's going for the gap. Oh, actually, yeah, no, I don't know, that's tough. That is really tough, because the 99 started to come over, but Parent's going for a gap that likely was always going to close, and it's caused a big wreck. So we'll see what race control say about it. They're going to have some opinions, of course. I'm sure the chat will have opinions about it as well. Just get in there, give us your opinions. Feeds the engagement, helps us along. We're 10th caution of this race with around about 15 laps to go, so it's getting intense back here. Again, because of how tight that was, Anthony, I do have to say it looks like just a racing incident, unfortunately. Like,
yeah,
you know,
I can't disagree. It's really hard. I do agree with what you said, though. The 12 was kind of going for a hole that ultimately was going to close, I think. And gosh, it's so hard to judge when you're going that fast and it's that close. It did not look egregious, and I would be okay with them calling it a racing incident.
Yeah, like
I
don't think there was any malice in it. So it was, I don't know if we could. I don't know. It's really tough. Really tough to call.
Yeah, it is.
But again, like you mentioned, we're going so fast, 180 to 200 miles an hour. There's so many cars in the field. Again, those small mistakes or those small racing incidents lead to massive nuclear warfare, because not everybody can avoid it. Like, it'd be in a perfect world, everyone would avoid it. We'd keep going, and only 2 cars have been caught up. Just like real racing, and just like, oval racing in general, it is near impossible for every single car behind you to avoid it. And when it happens up the front, that's the highest percentage chance that a big incident is going to happen, and a lot of cars are going to get caught up in it. Guys like Kern, Phillips, McCurdy, Harris, Martin, and Stewart, they're all in pit lane off the back of that incident. 2 cars have got a meatball from it as well. It's the case of racing. Racing is racing, and things happen.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And, you can't blame the 12 necessarily for not lifting right there. We've seen with this package how incredibly important having momentum is. If the 12 lifts, who's to say he's not going to get run over from behind
That's
as
right.
close as these guys are running,
If he lifts, that could cause a much bigger issue again because of the amount of cars that are behind him not prepared. Because there's no brake lights on these cars, so they can't see when somebody lifts in front of them. And it is like hitting a brick wall when you take the foot off the gas. So when that happens, it can cause a much bigger incident again. There, both of them have got some fault at it. It's a tough incident. It's a tough track, and it's a tough, tough field to be in as well. I mean, with so many cars, that is, obviously the difficulty. The problem now I have is Keith Vaughan has stayed out. He's at the front of the field. He's last been on lap 43. Causy's in the same boat. Everyone around them are on fresh tyres. If they start to fight super hard for this, they're going to start to become walls for the cars trying to get around them on their fresh rubber. Right now, for this restart, I've got to give the benefit here to the train of Mackey and Jones on that outside because they're on fresh tyres, and Austin Cole is going to get caught up behind Vaughan, who's on older rubber, and unless he can get a really good restart, Cole is going to get held up behind the brick wall that is the 32 car right now.
Yeah, that's a really good point. The way these guys are lined up, it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. And, we've got to keep our eye on some of these guys that are a little bit farther back, like the 3-car, your stage winner. He's about mid-pack right now, but we know him and the 12 are back-to-back right there, starting on that bottom line. We know they've got the speed, but can they get back up front with only, we got 15 to go or less?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 14 to go when we cross the strike and we go green flag running once again. There are cars to keep an eye on in the midfield, including the 47 of Kareen, the 19 of Brannon, the 3 of Smathers, and everyone else around them as well. As we've had another caution because someone has gone off track. It's Joe Dyson has been dumped off the road. How in the hell has this happened off this restart? Oh, Anderson has been turned. What? So Anderson's been turned. Oh, it was a massive checkup.
Oh, man.
There was a massive checkup in behind them. The 58 wasn't prepared for it. And then I think that there was the 72 trying to take evasive action. So they go to go. There's a checkup. And all hell is broken loose. Yeah, look at that. Just like being on the freeway in peak hour traffic.
Bumper cars.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, that sucks, man.
That
really nowhere to
arguably,
go.
that's probably the worst one in terms of driver error we've seen all night. Arguably.
Yeah.
Because they know better. So, yeah, that's a real shame. That is a real shame that's happened. Vaughan has stayed out again. So we'll see if he comes into pit road this time by. But yeah, it's an unfortunate one.
Definitely a tough one to swallow there. Gosh, you hate to see it though,
I know.
Want to get this race going, want to finish it under green, and just a real bad restart for that top lane. And
sometimes though that is the natural momentum of a race. Doesn't matter how good the field is.
Yeah.
The mentality of the drivers after being in such stop-start action can often at times overcome and actually overwhelm the drivers, and then they all get caught up in these incidents like that. So it's a tough pill to swallow. It's a tough call for them at this stage, and it's a tough race for them as well. We're going to have a few laps to go towards the end here. We're going to take this time just to give a quick thank you to everyone watching out there as well, watching along with us here on Infinity Broadcasting. We so appreciate you watching with us. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. We've got so much stuff coming your way in 2025, including the next season of the VRS Porsche Cup Series over at IWC, as well as the Rodnock Cup Series, both the Australian and the US time slots on Friday and Saturday Australian time. both of them are technically on Friday for the US time. One's just very early in the morning, and the other is in the evening. We've also got V8 Veterans action to come your way for Season 26 as well. That's going to be a fun time. That actually begins as of next week. So you guys will be able to see that Supercars action for at least one round towards the end of 2025 as well. Aside from that, though, we've still got High Side coming your way, and hopefully more to come as well throughout the next year of Infinity Broadcasting too. So we appreciate the support, and any support we get does help us along the way as well. We're going to take this time just to give a quick thank you to iRacing too, and take a very, very quick ad break. We're going to have only a handful of laps to go in this race towards the checkered flag. It has been chaos thus far here at Auto Club. There's a reason why it's called the Now Parking Lot 150, because it can create carnage around here at Auto Club Speedway. And actually, we're not going to, because we're going to go green again. So we'll do the ad break if we get another caution. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason it has that name, Anthony. There's a reason it is the Now Parking Lot 150. It's because very easily cars can make contact, get overrun with each other, and a parking lot all of a sudden appears.
Good. The action side by side, 3 wide, 4 wide at times. I mean, just simply badass racing. I just want to get this thing wrapped up and see who's going to win it, because there's many guys out here in the field that still have a chance to win this thing.
Arguably, anyone within maybe the top 20 could possibly win this race if it goes their way.
Oh, I totally agree.
The momentum swing is huge, and if you can carry the momentum towards the end of this race, that will be very, very, tough for them as well. But yeah, we'll get ourselves re-prepared for another restart as we run it round. And as the pace truck will come in, green flag will get us back underway again. And we'll get going here at Auto Club Speedway here tonight. Keith Vaughan at the front of the field. 10 laps to go of Auto Club, as lap 66 gets us underway. And Austin Cole already is trying to go for a high line here. It's a good start from Vaughan. But can he carry the speed of the cars behind on the fresh tyres and on the fresh rubber, with a much better grip on board with those fresh Goodyears on them, as Mackie looks to get on the inside at 2 and take the race lead down the back stretch. The scramble of cars in behind is on, and the pressure's on, and momentum is going to be huge towards the end.
Man, yeah, you see the 18 utilizing the draft off of the 2032 car there. They're taking it, man. They're taking it. Chris Mackie is in control of this race. Those tires are not going to hold on.
We mentioned that Vaughan's going to be a little bit of a barrier now. He's going to be a bit of a wall because he is struggling with that grip. His car's naturally going to be slower through corners. That's going to hold cars up in behind him as well. So he's got to try and push on as best he can, as he's struggling right now, and cars are just trying to take evasive action and make their way around. That was an aggressive lane change from the 42. As he now tucks up just ahead of Ryan Hatch, who we saw earlier on. That was a big crash with the O2 car earlier in this race. And it has been a long one here tonight. Drivers have been struggling all throughout, as Chris Mackie leads us across the line. 8 to go at Auto Club. And the scramble and gaggle of cars in behind are going at it. But look at Austin Cole, tucked up right behind Mackie's car. But watch out for Trey Jones. He's got good pace in the 1 entry.
Yeah, and the guy I got my eye on right now is the 3 car. He got caught up in such a bottleneck midfield, completely destroyed his momentum, and he chose to lift as opposed to wreck somebody. I give him credit for that, but man, that literally just killed his lap. He is going to have to hammer down and put his nose to the grindstone to get some of these spots back, because that 3 car was mired back in traffic, could not go anywhere.
Well, Austin Cole's also dropping a few spots now, as well as Rinker and Hatch are using their momentum to their advantage. Jones now up into P2. Mackie's trying to hold on to the race lead. Ryan Hatch now into P3. Could it be P2, but the high line's working for the 1 car of Jones on the outside line. Watch for Brannon as well. He wants to get a race win, not just to get a win, but for the pride of himself. If he doesn't win a race in the first 5 rounds, he's got to run a Florida Gators livery on his car as a part of a deal that he's made. So if he can't get the win tonight, that's 2 down without one and only 3 more. And realistically, when we get to Watkins, that's 1 less race he could possibly win as well with some road course experts out there. 6 laps to go as Jones wants the inside on Mackie for the race lead. Has he pulled the momentum swing too early, or has he pulled it at the right time, because Mackie is tucking back in and resetting himself now for another run?
Man, this is just awesome racing. I don't even know where to look. There's so much going on throughout this field. I truly don't even know where to begin. The word of the night is awesome. The race for the lead, holy crap, this is good racing right here. As you see the number 42 down to the bottom side, he's going to use the momentum. He's going to take the lead here. We're coming to 5 laps to go.
Oh, he is, but he's just been doored out in the way by Mackie, who got the over-under on him. Now there's contact.
Oh,
Brannon's gone off as well with Austin Cole. Big crash on the line with 5 to go. It's a late break caution, and multiple cars have now been involved, and Brannon's woes continue.
Man, yeah, that took out some big contenders to win this thing too, I'm afraid.
So Trey Jones, now the race leader, will get us restarted once again. But watch for the cars to come into pit road for some fresh rubber late in this race. Man.
Yeah, curious how that all started there. There was a whole lot going on. They were just ping-ponging off each other, and holy cow. What a madhouse.
An absolute madhouse. And it all started back here. So there was a bit of contact as the 42's been caught up in it as well with the 19 of Brannon. That's then forced Austin Cole off the road. So let's see here. So, it's even worse. So let's try and go back a bit further. So as we watch this here, so 19 with Parent on his outside. 42's getting held up. Then 12 just knocks both of them, and it's a domino effect. So realistically, this may actually get called in against Josh Parent for that initial contact that's then caused this massive wreck late on.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how they call it. There was a whole lot going on there. A lot of cars bouncing off of each other, and I'm glad I'm not race control tonight, I tell you that.
Well,
they are busy.
They are busy. They are working hard. They are earning their keep right now. Just to give the confirmation, the 12 car has been given the penalty for that one, an EOL. The 72 was also given the EOL for not following restart procedure correctly back on lap 53. So that gives us our confirmation for those issues as well. So, but multiple cars are now coming to pit lane. Jones and the other front runners have all stayed out. And when we look at this front pack, we look at the likes of Jones and Mackie, who've got good pace. Hatch has been impressive tonight, aside from his big contact in the wall, but he's done well to get back to where he is. Austin Cole's got good pace. Robert Stevens Jr., well, he's the one who's really been gaining the most these last few rounds. Big gains last week in terms of positions. Same for tonight. Mike Rinker's back to where he started, but he's got good pace. McKellar's got good pace. Smathers and Harris have been there tonight as well. And Alecic, who was up the front earlier on thanks to some older tyres and not pitting under a caution, is back up within the top 10 as well. Watch out for Posey Kareen, though, who's just outside in P11. He'll have good pace to the end here. It is going to be an intense end to this finish. It is going to be a massive crescendo to tonight, which can only be assumed, or only can really be described as, absolute chaos in a parking lot of California. If you could have put how Californians drive on a highway into a bottle and stream it, this is how they drive. We have had the most California highway race we could have possibly had here at Auto Club, and it just describes it perfectly. Just describes it.
That is hilarious.
So it's but this is going to be intense now. I mean, Mackie and Jones have both got good pace. We know that Cole's got good pace as well. Looking at these front runners, Anthony, who's your pick late on in this one? Because any of them could win it.
Yeah, they really can. I think I got to go with the 10 car. Chris Mackey's just been stellar all night long. Permitted, nothing bad happens. I think he's got a really good shot to bring this home.
I think we should be watching out for Ryan Hatch. I just have a feeling that maybe the O2 could run his way up and get himself a race win, but we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. We're lap 73 of 75. It will be green, white checker to the end when we get to lap 74. So this is literally the last possible moment we could get a green, white checkered before going into overtime. So this is about to intensify for them. It will be 2 laps to the end when we restart. Lap 74 is the green. Lap 75 is the white. If we get a caution on 74, it will go into overtime. But has the clock struck midnight on what has been a chaotic race thus far at Auto Club? Mackey and Jones, front row. Restart zone is about to get lit up once again. They can't go when it goes green. They've got to wait till the cars ahead of them go as well. As Jones and Mackey get us underway, and it is a hot start on the outside for the one car who takes the lead, and Cole's gone with him to P2 with 2 laps to go at Auto Club. What a restart, but Mackey may just be holding back to try and get a better run across these final 2 laps.
Yeah, incredible restart by the one car there, and they're going to have the momentum. He's got the 18 working with him on that outside lane, and Mackey's just a sitting duck.
He is indeed. Rinker now goes to the inside, tries to drag them forward if he can, but Jones, the race lead. When this white flag hits as they're 4 wide off the exit of 4, we cannot get a caution after this. It is white flag at Auto Club. 148 odd miles with only a few left here this evening. It is lap 75 of 75 as Jones leads us round. Watch Smathers on the inside. He's got to run. Hatch has got to run too. Watch out for Kareen, who we mentioned. This could be an intense finish to this race all the way to the very end as Hatch looks to go for the inside on the one car. The O2's got the momentum. He's got the run as well, and he's got the race lead. Ryan Hatch, what a run in the end, is going to take home an all-time victory as they crash on the start-finish line. And up towards the tri-oval, Ryan Hatch takes the win in California.
That was incredible. Holy cow, what a move. Woo.
Just like to mention that I called that one. It's like the first time I've ever actually called that correctly. So Ryan Hatch to Trey Jones, Posey Kareen as well, the top 3. Smathers, Mackey, the top 5. Jordan Harris, Kern, Vaughan, and Rinker, the top 10. What a finish to that race. It was as intense as ever.
Man, what a finish.
It was hard fought all the way to the end, and one where these drivers had to fight tooth and nail for everything they could possibly get all throughout. But what a finish and what a race win for Ryan Hatch here this evening as we get our provisional race results for you up on your screen. It is Ryan Hatch to Trey Jones, Posey Kareen, the top 3. Smathers and Mackey, the top 5. Jordan and Harris ahead of Kern, Vaughan, and Rinker, the top 10. Electric, Roberts, Call, Salmon, Owen, top 15. McKellar, Causey, Winker, the top 18 cars out there on the track as well. To Parent, Stamper, the top 20. McCurdy, Stevens Jr., Meriso, Marotta, Pruitt, Merkel, Martin, and Brannon, the top 28. As then look back to Phillips, Dyson, Stewart, Anderson, Lester, Russell, and Bluen at the back end of the field. And off the back of this result, I don't even know where we stand in the championship. I don't even know who could be leading. But what I do know is we're going to have an intense final race for 2025 out at Daytona next week.
Oh, absolutely. I'm still trying to get my mind wrapped around what just happened. That was awesome. Oh, man. Slide job. I mean, he just sent that thing. The O2. Holy crap. You called it. That was incredible.
Well, first one we have to chat to us here this evening is P3 on the road, and that is Mr. Posey Kareen, who we'll drag in right now for a very quick chat. Posey, congratulations. P3 on the road. What a run for yourself tonight, sir. Up 14 from your original grid slot, but up 30 3 positions thanks to your EOL at the start of the race into P3. What a run home. Well, up 30 odd positions to P3. What a run home for you. Well done.
Thank you very much, man. I was not expecting a lot from this race. It's only like my second time ever running Auto Club ever. So I was not expecting a whole lot, but man, that just blew my expectations out of the water.
Well, it was a fantastic race and a fantastic performance from yourself. Very caution-filled, but that's the way of Auto Club, it seems. Very bumpy, hot track conditions as well. Daytona's going to be an intense one next week. How are you feeling going into that one for one of the homes in NASCAR?
Well, considering that this race was basically like if you took California's roads and put it onto a racetrack, I think Daytona might be a little more extreme in terms of cautionage, but I think I'll do fine, honestly. I've always been pretty good at super speedways, keeping my awareness up, so I think I'll stay humble. I don't know if I'll do great, but I think I'll at least do okay, which is honestly all I can hope for.
Well, it's a good finish for you tonight. You had good pace last week, but an unfortunate result out at Nashville. But, you know, able to reset. Anything can happen across the next, obviously, 13 rounds of the season. There's still plenty of time for you to come back and make up some solid points throughout the rest of the rounds of the season. Consistency is going to be key. P3 tonight's a great start to that one. So congratulations on the performance. Thanks so much for coming over chat to us, Symposium. And best of luck next week out at Daytona.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Great round.
Next up, we have our P2 on the road tonight, who had a great run to the end there. Anthony, it must be said, Trey Jones, what a run. Trey, congratulations. P2 in what was an almighty race then. You had a great run at the end of that race there, but the O2 just pipped you in the end on the last lap. How are you feeling after that one? Surely a bit of sweat on board.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of sweat. I think he just had fresher tires than me, and he was able to pull that slide job off, and there was just really nothing I could do.
I mean, we saw you battling away with Mackie before the last caution of the race. You kind of just chipped away at it tonight. 22 spots up, kept on moving your way forward nice and clean. How was the race for you all throughout? Just trying to keep it tidy, keep yourself in the thick of things. I mean, you came out of nowhere, really. I mean, up 22. It was a night for big gains. I mean, Opposey was up 30-odd because he started from the back. You were up 22 as well. Were you guys together a lot of the race, just trying to work together to fight your way forward?
Honestly, I was just kind of running my own lane. Me and my teammate Justin, we had that long green flag run, and we were just moving on that top line, making up a lot of spots, just chipping away. We tried to stay tidy and clean to, get the results that we wanted, and I think we did a pretty good job. I mean, my teammates, they had gotten caught up in, some stuff that happened earlier on in the race, but all in all, we had a pretty good showing out tonight.
Well, Daytona next week, it can really go anyone's way, being a super speedway, high speed. Buying a ticket to the end of the race is going to be key. How are you feeling heading into that one for the next round of the season?
With these cars, I'm not too sure how it's going to go. But we're going to give it a lot of practice and just try to lead up front all night. And, get there at the end, and hopefully one of us can get the win.
Well, you've done a stellar job tonight. P2 on the road. Congratulations, Trey. Thanks so much for coming over chat to us. Best of luck next week out of Daytona.
Yeah, thank you guys. Almost didn't make it tonight, too. So I'm really glad this all worked out.
I'm glad it worked out for you as well. Best of luck next week.
Thank you, guys.
Well, next up, we have our race winner in Ryan Hatch in the 0-2 entry here this evening. Ryan, congratulations. Just like to point out, we're on the last restart. We were getting ready to go. Both me and Anthony made a prediction, and I predicted that you were going to win the race. So thank you for making me correct. What was the secret to your sauce there on the last run? Because you just looked to have some mega pace. You had a big incident earlier on, and then you kind of just chipped your way back up. So congratulations for that. But, man, what a run to the end of the race for you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yeah, I kept on getting good restarts through 1 and 2, and that really is kind of how I made my ground. And then I just sent it in 3 and 4. I bobbled on the apron. I thought I lost it down there, and looked up in the mirror. I was ahead of him. So we just sent it.
I mean, you sent it hard and it worked out for you. But a tough race earlier on, obviously, big contact into the wall. That put you back down the order, but you stayed in it. How was the mentality after that moment? Because obviously there'd be a little bit of pressure put back onto you, but also maybe a little bit of emotion into it as well. What were your thoughts after that big contact and having to get the car back to pit road?
Well, it was just, the mantra that whenever I do good in races, it's being patiently aggressive. Like, don't force anything, but when it's there, take it. And that's kind of what I put myself in, because I knew I couldn't wreck again. And it worked out at the end.
Well, it worked out in your favour massively towards the end of the race, and you drove a phenomenal run as well. Daytona next week, how are you looking forward to that one?
Man, I think I'm going to pull the old JD strat, sit at the back of the field and wait till the end.
Just sneak your way forward, and eventually you get there. Well, a great run from yourself tonight, Ryan. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to as our race winner here this evening before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd love to shout out Factory 5 Designs. I mean, he didn't make this car for me, but he's made plenty of cars. Racing Boys YouTube channel. Magnus does a lot of great stuff. Really like him. And then 00 Dig Labs kind of helped me out on the dirt side.
Well, Ryan, congratulations on the race win. Very, very well-deserved effort from yourself tonight. Best of luck next week out at Daytona. We look forward to seeing how you go.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, Anthony, what a race this evening. And what a run home it was for those drivers involved in that race win performance. I'm excited for next week. Daytona is going to be fun. It's going to be tough. And it's going to be a track that I think is going to maybe throw out another little spanner in the works in terms of maybe a third different race winner this season.
Yeah, that's very likely. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really good competitive race. Honestly, I don't think we're going to have as many cautions at Daytona as we had here. I know it sounds a little weird, but with the drafting package in these Gen 6 cars, I think we're going to have a lot more green flag run. And you're right. Reality of the situation is if you put yourself within the top 10 to 12 in a race like that, you got a chance to win it, man. So I think we might have a new winner next week too.
Well, not just that. Obviously, Daytona's got much better surfacing on it than what Auto Club does as well, so the bumps are not going to be as drastic as well. I'm unsure. I think we may be having a night race next week, so the surface should also be a little bit cooler as well. So that's going to help with the tyre wear, obviously. Plate racing, these guys should know Daytona quite well. I have faith that they're going to have a good green run next week at a Daytona, but only time will tell, and you guys can catch that action live next time out, 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11:50 a.m. for the Australians out there who may be following the channel as well. Massive thank you to everyone who's been watching here with us tonight, and a big thank you to the series sponsors as well that help us get it on for you too, including Rinker Construction Remodeling, Mattress by appointment as well out of Fremont, Ohio. You can call 419-407-6652. So to us here at Infinity Broadcasting. If you want to support us, you can click the like button and subscribe to the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. Next up on your docket, well, it is Monday night. Monday night, once again, High Side Motorsports, Daytona International Speedway. We go racing once again out at Daytona International Speedway. A big thank you as well to Blackheart Designs as part of the in-season tournament. We're giving away a free livery to the winner of the in-season tournament out at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So their car will get a little bit of the Blackheart flair to it. But I've been Hamish Munro with Anthony Trudy alongside. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your efforts being here with us once again. We'll see you guys next week out at Daytona. But until then, stay safe, drive hard. And as always, bye for now.
High pressure, high stakes. It feels like the whole world's watching every move that I make. Another sunrise, another warning, but I'm still learning how to hold the line, how to quiet down the noise inside.